Happy Saturday.
Woohoo! We're back again. You can't get rid of us.
Yeah, well, you might want to, but I guess if they want to, they just don't have to be here.
Yeah, we are playing a song for you right now, and it's called Look Up, Child. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's Lauren Daigle. Yeah. Rise up.
So we're just going to give this a few minutes, let people come in and join us. We encourage you to go look this up. She's a wonderful artist, a wonderful musician. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Lauren Daigle. She has such good words in her songs.
Oh, right now you're playing Still Rolling Stones, not Look Up, Child, but
yeah.
It's a good one too.
Yeah. I like all her songs. So
yeah, me too. Hi,
anyway.
Judy. Hello, everybody. Let us know you're here. Hi, Val.
We're excited to be with you today on a Saturday. Wow. Are you out shopping today, or what are you doing? Like, we know that Black Friday specials are on all week. Yeah, Sheila, her songs are amazing. Yes. So yeah, what have you been doing? Have you been Black Friday shopping, Christmas shopping, or moving because you're like so full from Thanksgiving? What are you doing? Let us know in the chat what you're doing.
Hi, Shelly from Medicine Hat. We're excited you're joining us. Woohoo!
Awesome.
We're super pumped. I'm just opening up the post to see if there's any other questions that are getting posted from earlier today too.
This is a Q&A today mostly for people who have never done the 10-day weigh down before. We have a lot of our own members here as well. And some of the questions, if you've been with us for a while, you might have different kinds of questions, but we have a whole list that was given to us, ones that are really popular, frequently asked questions. Before people actually join us, they have like doubts. They're like,
yeah, it's mostly doubts.
Yeah, it's mostly doubts.
Yeah.
Because that's what the devil does. He puts doubt into our minds.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to do the 10-day weigh down challenge because you've heard all the great things about, first of all, how to fire your diet.
Mm-hmm.
And then day 2, we did how to lose weight
without being on a diet.
By getting rid of that diet. And then how to live a happy, healthy lifestyle with God in the journey.
That's right. So yeah, we get lots of questions that, we've been doing this for quite a while. We've helped lots of women already. We've helped lots of women overcome that obstacle of like actually hitting the buy button, because we know it can be scary to try another thing when you've tried it all. And we get that, right? Because we've been there too.
Yeah.
And
in fact, we hit the buy button too for somebody that's our coach, because there's different kinds of coaches.
That's right. And they say that the greatest way to get success is to get somebody who's already been through the journey and who's where you want to be to help you. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the best way to actually get the results that you want in life, right? Whether it be, business coaching, with your finances, with like
relationships, anything.
That's right. And so, that's why we believe that we have been able to help so many women, is because we've been there. And more importantly than that is because we invite God into the journey. And like we always say, and like you all say, with God on our side, all things really are possible. And so when we have those obstacles in our mind to overcome, that's one thing that we really want to keep at the forefront, is that with God on our side, all things are possible. And, sometimes that doesn't feel like practical advice, right? Like that's not necessarily where the rubber meets the road. Is this plan going to work for me? But that's something that we really do need to keep at the forefront of our mind. So we wanted to preface with that. And then we want to answer, those practicality type questions as well about, will this actually work for me?
I know. So let's start with that. Will this actually work for me? Way back when we started this, Casey felt the same way. She was 85 pounds overweight. And she's like, is this actually going to work for me? So we started, and it did work for her. But that's easy for us to say. You might not believe it. That's why we have all these case studies, and we have women who we've shown you testimonials, because We don't want you to just listen to us. We want you to hear it from our members who it is working for.
That's right. But I think even deeper than that is that women go, well, it worked for her, and it worked for her, and it worked for her, and it worked for her, but they don't actually believe that it will work for them specifically, right? Like, it's easy to look at other people and see their success and see their results, but it's another thing to look at yourself and believe that it's possible for you.
That's right.
Right? And that's where we get stuck.
And we often have people say, well, I'm postmenopausal. You know, I can't lose the weight. I've tried everything and I just can't lose it. Or people say, you know, I've been like this for 30 years. I'm never going to change.
Yeah, I'm just always going to be heavy.
Yeah. And we're here to tell you that when we first started, because we know God gave us this plan, we did a trial test with 100 women. They were all different shapes and sizes, all different ages, all in different phases of their life. And the results were mind-blowing. And after that beta test or the trial test, we said, okay, it's time we share this now and start helping Christian women learn to love themselves, take care of themselves, treat their body like a temple, because we do reap what we sow. It works. Every single woman in that trial test who followed our plan lost the weight.
Yeah.
Every single one.
And they didn't do it perfectly.
Yeah, because we don't expect perfection. We often say it's progress over perfection.
That's right. And Rhonda says, greater is he that is in me. To God be all the
Yes.
glory. And you know what?
Amen.
Rhonda's another one that can say it, because
She's
lost 123 pounds, I think. Is that right, Rhonda?
Wow.
I like that number because it's 1, 2, 3. It's easy to remember.
I know.
But that's so incredible, Rhonda. Like,
Yeah.
you did it. And I know now you're looking for
Maintenance
and
support, and you've come to the right place.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Rhonda. Like, that is totally amazing. And I kind of just want you to stay at that number, 1, 2, 3, because it's the easiest number ever to remember. And I don't know if you have totally hit your target weight goal or not, but I just,
Rhonda,
the first time I read that, I went, bing, I can remember that.
So,
Rhonda with 123.
Yeah. So Rhonda, tell us, do you still want to lose more, or are you already where you want to be? Have you hit your target goal?
Yeah.
Because, you know, we want to give it up for you.
That's for sure.
Wow,
and you know
wow.
what Rhonda had said in one post, you've hit it. Woo-hoo-hoo! Way to go, Rhonda. That is so great.
Wow,
and I know
sir.
you had said in one post too that, you know, it's about consistency, right? And clearly you have been consistent. And I am sure that you haven't been perfect, right? But you've been consistent. And that's really what it's about.
It's so much about consistency and about perseverance. And that's why we love that Bible verse that talks about do not grow weary. Because I think one of the biggest things for women is that we grow weary. We want to just after a while give up because we're weary. But you know, the Bible says do not. It doesn't say, you know, maybe
think about getting weary one day.
No, it's a command. Do not grow weary. So we're commanded to do that. So we have to keep going. But the other side of that is God is a God of fellowship. He doesn't tell you to do it alone. In fact, he says, don't do it alone. We need God in the journey. And we always talk about a cord of 3 because that's not easily broken. We need community. We need fellowship from our community, the Way Down Lifestyle community. We need each other. We need you to be consistent. And we need God at the forefront.
That's right. And Rhonda says we become complacent. Yes, because it's easier. This is the thing, okay? It's easier to go back to your old ways. It's easier to open a bag of chips than it is to cut up some vegetables for a snack. It's easier to go through the drive-thru than it is to go home and make yourself scrambled eggs and some healthy toast. It's easier. It's easier. It's easier. But the thing that's not easier, and this is where we say choose your hard. What's not easier is being overweight. What's not easier is having no confidence. What's not easier is having pain in your knees and in your feet and in your back.
What's not easier is not being able to climb up a flight of stairs without being winded. What's not easier is not being able to get up and down off the floor to play with your grandkids. What's not easier is that you can't even carry your own suitcase. That's not easy. That's hard.
That's right. And so we say choose your hard, because both scenarios have things that are hard about them. And so the more that you're able to choose the hard where you actually get the results that you want, like
bingo.
Exactly. Like that's what we want, right? And here's something to think about as well. If you continually say, this won't work for me, I can't do it, it's too hard, it works for everybody else, but it'll never work for me. If you always tell yourself like that, pretty soon you're going to be like at the end of your life, and you're just going to said that your whole life. And think about a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Is that still where you want to be because you weren't willing to choose your hard?
In fact, a saying that goes with that, and we love quotes. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that's by Henry Ford. And it's so true. If you really believe that you can't, you're not going to. But if you really believe that with God in the journey you can, then you will.
Mm-hmm. And even if there's like this little inkling of hope that maybe it's possible for you, because I know that that's where lots of you are, right? You don't really believe it, but there's this little like inkling of hope and faith that maybe it could be true for me, right? All we need is faith the size of a mustard seed, right? So if you can muster up that much faith in yourself,
that's very little faith.
That's very little.
All you need is that little tiny, tiny mustard seed.
Then your faith will grow from there, right? Every step that you take, your faith can grow from there. Your belief in yourself can grow from there. And so, we just want to encourage you that if you are, that's the number one question that we get. Will this actually work for me? So we are here to tell you that, yes, it absolutely will work for you. It is a journey. It's going to take time. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take choosing your hard every day, day in, day out, day in, day out. It's going to take falling off the wagon and getting yourself back up.
It's going to take letting us be your cheerleaders. It's going to take letting us coach you along the way. Because if you think of a sports team, you can't be the player and the coach. Sometimes you just have to be the player and let someone else be your coach, because you can't do the journey alone. If you could have done it alone, you wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Exactly. And so will this work for you? Absolutely it will. Will it work as fast as you want it to? Maybe not, but it will work, right?
And you can enjoy the journey, because when you get into our community, you are going to love the women and the community, how they come alongside you, cheer you on, lift you up, encourage you and motivate you, because they're just so inspirational.
That's right. And so we just want to say to you, if you are here today with like that little inkling of hope,
the mustard seed.
Yeah. If you've got that mustard seed today, we are asking you to trust us today.
Absolutely.
And, let us believe in you until you can, until that mustard seed can start to grow, until that belief can start to grow. And so that's one thing we wanted to say today. What are some of the other questions that we also get?
Yeah, this is a Q&A. So that is the main question that we always get. Will it work for me? We just tried to answer that for you. Another one is, why do I always go back to my old ways? Well, I think that's, all of the crossed wires in our brains, because we've talked about that in our food freedom workshop. The way we grew up, the way we've been programmed in all those diets, the yo-yo dieting where you're up and down and up and down and up and down. And like we said to you, on one of our classes, we said, for every diet you try, you actually gain 3 pounds just for trying a diet. Wow. So why is it that, we always go back to our old ways? Because we have to continually ask God to help us in the journey every day. Mm-hmm. And we have to continually learn to uncross those wires. And that takes work. It takes choosing our hard. It takes, saying those affirmations. It takes putting in the effort to go and prep the food rather than just go through the drive-through. It's choosing your hard. And we love that saying, choose your hard.
Well, and I think the other reason why we go back to our old ways is because we struggle with consistency, right? Because, we can jump on the bandwagon and go hard for a certain length of time. But then that's where we have to become so aware of what our habits are, of what our consistent behaviors are, because that's what, if we're not aware of that, then that's what starts to take over again. And so we have to learn how to be consistent with the good, healthy habits and learn how to unlearn the consistency of the bad ones. And that doesn't mean, like we always say, that doesn't mean you're never going to go through the drive-thru again. That doesn't mean that you're never going to go eat out at a restaurant again, which is another question we get. Which doesn't mean that you're never going to, have birthday cake. That's not what any of that means. What that means is consistency. It's consistently making the good choices instead of consistently making the bad ones.
That's right. And that goes with the saying from Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do.
Mm-hmm.
We are what we repeatedly do. It's the habits, the consistent habits, whether they're the negative ones or the positive ones. And so with the Weigh Down Lifestyle, in our 10-day Weigh Down Challenge, we help you overcome and learn to make consistent good habits.
Yeah,
we help you get into that mode.
So yeah, why do you always go back to your old ways? Well, it's all of those things.
And it's easier to stay in that, I don't know what it is. It's like a pattern that you don't want to interrupt. We have to disrupt those patterns.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes we're hardwired for some bad habits, and it takes time and patience with oneself. Thank you, Rhonda. That's exactly right. And you're speaking from experience here.
Yeah. And she says she's in a support group and she needed that for her journey to a new lifestyle. Yes. And yes, that's exactly true.
That's what we say. You can't do the journey alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And hi, Karen. And Nell says you can't be the player and the coach. She says,
right.
Word. You're right, Nell.
That's right. And hi, Nella, or Nella. Nell, I was going to say hi, Nell, but I was going to say hi, Della. Della's here too.
Yeah, hi.
I don't know if we've missed anyone, but hi and welcome. We're doing a Q&A right now.
So yeah, if you have questions, post them in the chat right now. We will answer them. So another question we get often is, can I still eat out?
Absolutely, you can still eat out. There are very healthy choices that you can have when you go out.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the main things to think about when you go out is to think about how the food is prepped, how it's prepared. We all know that deep frying is a huge way to have food at restaurants or going out. But you don't have to have the deep fried food. You can have the grilled food. Mm-hmm. And grilled food is just so much of a healthier choice. So another thing we always say is to think about always asking for the sauces or the dressings to be put on the side. Mm-hmm. You're going out, you're spending your money there. And so you're allowed to ask the server to do what you would like. So maybe you're going to have another side of vegetables rather than French fries. Maybe you're going to have a salad and you ask for the dressing on the side. Maybe you're going to have a grilled chicken or grilled salmon or a steak. I don't know what you're going to have.
Or a hamburger with a lettuce wrap.
Yeah, there are many, many options.
Or a stir fry. Like there's so many things that you can have that, are so much healthier choices than, maybe your go-to that you would normally have, right? That still taste really, really good.
Here's another tip that Casey and I talk about a lot is that if you are used to meeting, a girlfriend or someone, maybe you go on a date once a week and you always go to this same restaurant and you always order the brownie with topping and ice cream and whatever on top, maybe for a time you have to choose your heart, which is you're going to say to your friend, hey, I'm trying to live a little healthier. I'm trying to choose my heart. So I'm asking you if right now, could we have another place to go to where I'm not tempted to have that same food again? Sometimes it's about the fellowship, focus on the fellowship, and your friend, if they're on board with you, they don't want to sabotage your journey. So if they're on board with you and want to help support you, then maybe they are willing to go to a different place so you can start your new habit at a different place.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Exactly. So yes, you absolutely can eat out. The other big thing about eating out that we need to address is portion control,
which we talked about,
right? We talked about that in the 3-day Fire Your Diet Masterclass. But when you're eating out, even if you ordered exactly what you always ordered, and portion controlled it, that already is a huge, huge, huge improvement.
In fact, you'd probably be packing up half of it and bringing half home for another meal.
Yeah. So that's another thing to think about when you're eating out.
That's right.
Okay, so what other questions do we get often?
Well,
let's talk. This is one thing that we often get asked about. Like, what does a typical day look like in the Weigh Down lifestyle, in the 10-day Weigh Down challenge?
That you recommend or whatever.
Yeah, like what's the food actually like, right? Like, am I going to be eating
rabbit food and
tofu and rabbit food that I hate and have never eaten before? No, you're not.
No, we have wonderful, delicious recipes. And so we're just going to tell you what a day looks like. You have breakfast. You can have a mid-morning snack. You have lunch. You can have a mid-afternoon snack, and you have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And what we ask you to do is not eat after dinner time. So there's a little bit of intermittent fasting incorporated into our plan. But saying that, you start where you're at right now. But we do have one sweet snack a day, and they're from our plan because our plan is pretty clean and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to make the energy balls, which is everyone's favorite.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What's your favorite meal?
Well, I have a lot of favorites, but one in my house that I always talk about that is a big hit and it's so easy to make is the beef and potato stew. Mm-hmm. And my daughter loves it. It like I can have it whipped up in half hour, 40 minutes, and it's ready to go. And I almost always have the ingredients for it. Okay. So it's like ground beef, potatoes, carrots, celery, onion, and beef stock.
Yeah. And Nell says, I love the Buddha bowl. And you know what, Nell, that's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Because the flavors are just wow.
Yeah. Which what that is it's chicken with rice, vegetables, peanut sauce,
sweet potato.
It's so good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites is the quesadilla
mm-hmm.
or the homemade pizza. I love all of that stuff. I also love the black bean and corn salad. I also love the minestrone soup, and I love the lentil soup, and I love the shaken chicken. And
we like to eat.
We like and enjoy our food because God asks us, he wants us to enjoy our food.
Yeah.
We portion control though.
That's right. Exactly. And it can taste really good and you can still lose weight, right? It's not eating really blah foods that are just salads. In fact, we have a few salads.
Yeah, I love the black bean and corn salad. It's delicious.
Yeah.
And I love the Mediterranean
But even
salad.
that's not like corn and black bean quinoa salad. It's not like lettuce and...
It's so flavorful. Wow.
Yeah, it's corn, black beans, quinoa, a lime vinaigrette dressing with cilantro. And you can leave the cilantro out if you don't like that. But
I love it.
Yeah.
So, and then just so you know, yesterday I went to Casey's house. We had a meeting and her husband's making waffles. Wow. Waffles on the Weigh Down lifestyle? Yes, and they're so good.
Yeah, and like we keep them just so, lots of people have issues or have questions about food prep and how much time is this going to take? And you know what? If you don't currently cook at all, it's going to take more time than you're used to.
Yeah.
Like, we're not here to, that's right. We're not here to try and tell you that you snap your finger and it happens, right? There's work to do.
You're not buying the boxed, packaged, prepared waffles.
Right.
No, you're making them from scratch, but they're easy.
And there's lots of ways to do it and things to do to help, right? Like I have 2 small kids and we are very busy with the Weigh Down lifestyle. Okay. And like we can do it. I can do it. Right. And so if I can do it, you can do it.
And her little kids, well, only one of them is eating yet, but Jordan loves the waffles.
Right. So it's things like, once a week we cook up a big batch of waffles and they go in the freezer and they're just like Eggo waffles. You take it out and you put it in the toaster and boom, breakfast is ready within 5 minutes.
And they're healthy. So and you can lose weight eating it.
That's right. And so, it's things like that. It's things like, we're getting into more of a question about prep and, how to do this if you're busy. We do things. Okay, here's what I do quite often. Okay. I go and buy a prepackaged salad from the grocery store and I throw the dressing in the garbage and I make my own dressing. And yes, it's not the best option, but that's the option that I can do right now with my lifestyle.
Because we always talk about there's three choices: good, better, and best.
And sometimes there's bad.
Yeah, sometimes there's
anyway,
bad.
Sorry.
But on the Weigh Down lifestyle, we want good, better, and best. And, the packaged salad might be the good one. It's not the best one, but it is definitely good.
And it's definitely better than me going through the drive-through, right?
Yeah.
Or it's definitely better than me opening a bag of chips.
Absolutely.
Or buy the bag of, baby carrots, right? Yes, it's not the greatest. Yes, they're more processed. Yes, they're whatever, but it's better than the bag of chips, right?
Yeah. Nell says, we just want to blame, everyone's busy. We just want to blame somebody. That's right.
Yeah,
And that is so true. Right. And it's time to take ownership of your own health, of your own life, of your own weight, because we can blame our whole life away. It's not going to get us to the proper weight.
That's right. Exactly. So, and, things like that. So there's lots of things you can do. You can make up a big batch of soup, and we have a particular way that some ladies do to freeze the soup in individual serving sizes. So I'll just tell you what they do. This is a great tip. If you want to have like individual serving sizes of soup, make a pot and then get some of those, those little like red Dixie cup plastic cups to throw away. Portion out a serving of soup into there and freeze a whole bunch of them. Like you have to freeze them flat, obviously. And then once they're frozen, you pop it out of that Dixie cup, or you cut it out, or whatever you have to do. And then you just freeze those. They're frozen into that shape in a Ziploc bag in your freezer. So boom, you take one out, heat it up. There's your lunch, right? There's so many things that you can do to make it work.
That's right. So if you want to lose the weight once and for all, remember we said this is for one time. You only have to do it once.
Yeah, you only have to lose the weight once.
Yeah, you only have to lose the weight once. You have to prep more than once. You only have to lose the weight once. But you can do it. There are tips and strategies to help you along the way. So let's move on to another question, because we talked lots about food, and we gave you some of our best, healthiest recipes that we love. But we have over 130 recipes. You're going to love them. But another question that's really important is, how do we invite God into the journey? And how is this plan different? And we think the reason this plan is different is because we do invite God into the journey.
Yeah. And you know what? We have surveyed our members from time to time to ask them what it is that they feel like makes this different, what makes it doable, what kind of led them to us, right? What made them decide to jump in when they felt like they couldn't keep doing it. And they said that the biggest thing was that we invite God into the journey. And that was such a new concept for them. And that's what has made it doable for them.
Yeah. That and the support from our community. Those are the two main things that the women love.
Yeah.
And so how do we invite God into the journey? Well, on one of our days, we read our weight loss prayer to you, and we encourage you to read that every day. Post it somewhere so you actually incorporate it into your lifestyle. But we do a lot of things within our community to help you. When you first jump in and you do our 10-day weigh down challenge, we give you a devotion for every day of the challenge. Why? Because that's part of inviting God into the journey. We talk a lot about surrendering our bodies to God, about bringing everything into the light. Stop with the cheating. We don't cheat, we choose. God sees everything we put into our bodies.
Well, and I think the whole foundation for this program is built off of the concept and the saying that we always say, treat your body like a temple, not like a trash can, right? The entire plan is set up around that idea, right? So the whole thing is geared around having God being part of it.
That's right.
And so then we do all these other things on top of it.
And we do a lot of coaching around lessons in the Bible that actually apply to our weight loss journey. So we do a lot of coaching every week. We talk about being consistent a lot. We talk about the blame game. We talk about the guilt and the shame and letting go. Well, there's just so many things we talk about.
Well, and the other big thing is being in a Christian community that makes it about keeping God in the journey. And, the community that we have is absolutely 100% incredible. And everybody prays for everybody. And, if you're having a hard day, you can post that and people will pray for you. If you're having a great day, you can post that and people will celebrate with you. If you're grieving something that's happened in your life, you can post that and these women will cry with you and pray with you. And,
There's just so much. We have devotionals, and that is the way we invite God into the journey. And we just hold up, our whole community holds each other up in prayer so that, that we do it well.
Mm-hmm.
We do it together because together we're strong. Goska always says, together we're stronger. And we really are.
Yeah. And we've got 2 comments here about you can also just freeze the soup in little bags or freeze them so that they're flat. Yeah, which is absolutely another way to do it.
Helen. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great advice. So here's another question that we get. What happens after the 10 days?
Oh yeah, that's a big question that we get. So maybe this is going to be our last question because we've held you here long enough on a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have any other questions, they'll put them in the chat now while we answer this one.
Yeah. So what happens after the first 10 days? Well, what you do right now is you jump into our 10-day weigh down challenge. And we are with you for the whole 10 days. We help you build on those healthy habits. We help and teach you how we invite God into the journey every single day. We have tips and strategies for you, and you're going to get a whole online course with instructional videos on how to do the 10 days. After the 10 days, we invite you to join our community, our membership community, which is $27 a month. And in that community, what we do is we have a weekly live devotional over Zoom on one day. We have a weekly workout with you on another day. We have over Zoom. We have a weekly coaching call with Casey and I with you over Zoom on a different day. And on one more day, we have a weekly accountability call. So in the Weigh Down Lifestyle, we have 4 pillars. And they are, first, number 1 is nutrition. Putting the right nourishment into your body, the right nutrients from all the categories that we talked about, because we need to nourish our body. Number 2 is we get you to move your body. The physiological aspect of moving helps our whole overall wellness. And it helps us release the pounds, release the weight. So that's nutrition. Number 2 is moving. Number 3 is accountability. And that's why we have weekly accountability calls over Zoom. And number 4 is renewing our minds. And renewing our minds means inviting God into the journey, renewing our minds every single day, like the affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
I choose what I want most over what I want right now. But there's way more to the community than that. We have special guest speakers in our community. I don't know, what else?
Well, you're with all the ladies, and we're in a private Facebook group again where it's just such an incredible community. And yeah, you said everything that we do, but it's so much more than that. It's it's been really cool because it's been COVID, right, for the last however long. But as things have started to open up, we've had different members be able to meet each other actually in person. Like we just heard about another one that had a meetup last week.
Yeah.
One was traveling and was traveling in the area that another lady lives in, and they met up and they sent us a picture. And the friendships that form in this community are real, true friendships, probably some people have never experienced before. And
the sharing that goes on in our community is like none other. It's a safe, private place where women can actually be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes the healing that comes with that too, and of just knowing that you're not alone in the journey of weight loss, and you're never alone in the way that we feel, because when we feel bad about ourselves, we like to isolate, mm-hmm. right? We like to think that we're the only person in the whole world who's ever felt a certain way. We like to think that we're the only person in the world who's ever felt fat and ugly and we wanted to go hide in the closet, but we're not alone. And so, like we always talk about, when we're able to bring it into the light, it takes the power away from it. When we know we're not alone, when we know we have our sisters in Christ with us who, understand and can lift us up and can help support us and who can help pull us back onto the wagon when we fall off, it changes the equation.
That's right. And we all have different pasts, but in our community, you're never alone. You might think you're the only one who went through this. Mm-hmm. You're the only one who lost a sister. You're the only one who lost a spouse. You're the only one who had a traumatic childhood. You think all these things, but suddenly you realize, wow, I'm not alone. Other people know exactly what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. And with the prayer and support in the community, It's really priceless.
Yeah, exactly. And Nell says she's doing the community this time. I didn't do it last time and I regretted it. Well, we're so glad that you're back, Nell. And same with Jane. She's so excited to start again. Can't come fast enough.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're very excited. One thing we should say for all of those of you who have joined is that we haven't let anybody into the 10-day challenge Facebook group yet. That's coming up next week.
Yeah,
when we will let you in.
It's coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Because the challenge starts on the 1st and we're going to let you in on the 30th.
Yeah, but you have all of the information that you need right now that's come through your email. And then we will open up that Facebook group.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on the list for tomorrow or Monday. Well,
Sure.
yeah, we'll have to check the calendar, but yes, I don't know if we've mentioned that anywhere, but we should say that too.
So is there any other questions? Are there any questions? I think we answered most of them.
Oh, you know what question we do get sometimes as well is like about it being a one-time fee or if they have to keep paying.
Oh yeah, that's another question.
You know, some women go, okay, do I have to keep paying this amount of money every time, like over and over every 10 days? No, it's a one-time fee of $197 that comes with the instructional videos, the live challenge with us, the merchandise, the maximize your success mini course, all the stuff. It comes with all that stuff for a one-time fee of $197 US. And then after, if you choose to continue with us in our membership community, it's $27 a month. But that's totally up to you. If you want to continue with us afterwards, you will get all of the tools, resources, information, and all that.
And that online course also has lifetime access for that.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a one-time fee. It's not a multiple. It's not, you don't have to keep paying over and over. Unless if you want to join our community, and then it's $27 a month. And in our community, the other thing we didn't even say that we do in our community is we run 2 live 10-day challenges every month. That's like the biggest thing. We didn't even say that because the community is so great even without that. Anyways,
that's right. Okay. Well, I think that we've answered pretty much all the questions and I don't see any more. We just look so forward to doing another challenge because we still do the challenges. I still do the challenges every month, and so does Casey. And Casey's in weight loss mode again, and she's losing every challenge. So you can do it too. If you don't believe in yourself now, let us believe in you because we do believe in you. It is possible with God in the journey.
That's right. So I don't know if our tech support is on, but if they are, can you just post the link for us in the chat here again? So if you're on the fence, you know, we know it's scary to think about investing more money into another thing, but it's like we said at the beginning, if you have even as much faith or like a little burning flicker of hope that's saying to you, maybe this could work, please, please, please believe in yourself enough to invest in yourself. And you know what? Sometimes, just as a side note, while we wait to see if our tech support is here to post the link, if not, we'll post it after. Sometimes we have women that are like, well, you shouldn't charge for this. You should just do it free for everybody if you're actually trying to help. And you know what? Here's the thing. When you invest your money, you invest your time and your effort and yourself. When you don't, like we have given this away for free to a lot of people, and they don't do it because they have no skin in the game.
Exactly.
Right? So,
yeah. And not only that, we have 7 people on our team. And so we keep this the lowest we can. And Jane says, do the rejoins pay the $197 to get back in or just the $27? No, Jane.
Just if you rejoined, then you'll have the opportunity through that to just do the $27 a month.
Yep. You're right on track, Jane.
Great question.
Yep.
So yeah, if you have that smallest flicker of hope, trust us. Okay, we've helped a lot of women and we know we can help you too.
In fact, I want to mention one more thing, and that is there are people that have joined us before, found out that it worked, thought they could do it on their own, and now they're rejoining again because they found out they can't do it on their own. And
they want the support because it's way more fun.
It's way more fun. It's way more doable because we're praying and we're stronger when we're a cord of 3. You know, it's just another proven promise. So just jump in.
Yeah, exactly. And Jane says, exactly. And the pricing is so reasonable. Thank you.
Thank you. We don't know who you are, but if we agree with you, we're keeping it as low as we possibly can to run a business. So thank you for that.
Yeah, exactly. And Nell, you're back. So you're doing it and we're going to do it together and it's going to be awesome.
Thanks, Nell. We all need the support. It's not just you. Casey and I need your support too.
Exactly.
We need each other. So thank you so much.
Okay, well, I don't see that our tech team must not be on right now. They're busy probably answering emails. So we will post the link again. Maybe I'll do that right now while we're still on.
Why don't you? And we just are so excited to get going. And I know that right at the beginning, we asked, were you Christmas shopping? Were you Black Friday shopping? And some of you said, yes, you were. I hope you had a lot of fun. And just know that, wow, you're doing this challenge before Christmas. You're actually going to incorporate some healthy habits into your life before the Christmas season. And going through the Christmas season, you're still going to have some of your favorite foods. Of course you will. We are going to too, but you're going to be portion controlling and you're not going to have any guilt. You're going to not have any shame when you are going and living the Way Down lifestyle. So we're excited that you're joining, that you're getting ready and prepping. And if you already joined, then you should have your online course. And we want you to go through the first 2 modules. And there's quite a few videos there to watch, but go through them and start getting prepared, because the more prepared you are.
Okay, good.
There we go. The link is just posted. So I don't know if that's right. Or did you do that?
Oh, I did one of them. Now I think, hold on, I'll find out.
And Jane says the modules are great. Thank you, Jane. Yes. Yeah, we went through and redid it all. So we've done a lot of work in the background getting stuff ready. So there you go. Okay, it's right there.
Okay, yeah, we've got the link there.
So there you go. There's the link. And so, you know, the sooner you jump in, the more time you have to get prepared, because the challenge starts December 1st. And this is the last challenge to get in on before the new year. So get ready before Christmas to start, you know, uncrossing those wires in your brain to learn the new healthy habits and choosing your hard. So anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And if you have questions, the only other thing, I guess, is if you have more questions that come up, because you probably will, then you can post them in, you can actually email us at support@waydownlifestyle.com. You can always just hit reply to an email that comes to you from us, and we will get that. We will answer your questions that way. You can post them in the Food Freedom Warriors group. You could, find a way to ask.
That's right. And we are excited to start soon, December 1st. So you don't have much time left. So go and click the button.